So as you can tell, this is going to be my full review on all makeup brushes. I have tons and tons of brushes. So I finally got everything together and I have all my brushes here, and I wanted to give you guys reviews on every single one which I think are worth it, which I won't purchase again, and so on. I'm warning you, this is probably going to be a 15 to 20 minute video because I do have tons and maybe like 40 or 50 brushes, different brands. I'm going to just try to briefly go through them, but I want to tell you everything about them because this is a brush review and it's all kinds of brushes. So I'll start off with the Chanel brushes because those were the first brushes that I actually bought. And I have the super old school ones, and honestly I don't even know the names of these because they're like worn off. You can just kind of see like it says Chanel, but this one says it's a number 6, and I think this was like the blush brush. So I've had this for ages. I also have their number 7, which is like, oh actually this is I think the powder brush. Then this is the blush brush. Then I have, you know, the angled one. And I'm going to go through these really quickly because I'm not even using these as much anymore. Then I have the famous foundation brush, and that's their older one. And then I have this small, you know, the eyebrow, and the other one. Then I have their number 2 one, which is, you know, just your eyeshadow. Then I have this pointed one, which is their number 3. That's just pointed. Then I have their flat one, number 5. Then number 4, whatever that's for, I think it was lips. 14 is the angled. That's probably the one that got the most used. And then now, so those are all, and the reason I'm only going through those quickly is because, like I said, I don't use those anymore as much, and they just kind of sit there. These are their newer ones. This is their Stipple Brush. And I actually bought this one and their foundation brush right before I actually started buying the other brushes, like the lower end and like drugstore and more affordable brushes. And these came out maybe like 6 or 8 months ago, the new ones, I think at the beginning of the year. So, and that's like right when I started getting into makeup a little better. But I've had these for years, and these are all my Chanel brushes. It's probably like $400 worth of makeup brushes right here because they're so expensive. Oh, and then I also have the small Kabuki ones, and I have 2 of these because I had lost one, but then I found it, but I had repurchased it. And then I also have the small little Karen ones there, okay? These here, in my quick review, is, I think this is real hair. Honestly, I never even looked into it, but they're, now that I have all my other brushes, now I can tell the difference between a soft brush and a hard brush. And I would use this all the time, you know, for my face and just go through it like crazy. And they're just so hard compared to my newer brushes and my cheaper brushes, like price-wise, that I rarely even reach for these anymore. I carry one of these with me in my purse, but honestly, thank you, I love you Chanel, but I will never buy another Chanel brush again. I highly doubt it. If I do, it's probably gonna work wonders or something, but these actually sit in the corner over here because they're hard compared to everything else. And this, I will use the newer ones because these are actually softer and I use them for different things. But when I do use my makeup that I need, my flat one, you know, for foundation or cream or whatever, I will use the Chanel one though, because the newer ones are way softer. So if somebody gave me them, of course I'd be happy, but I will not repurchase more Chanel brushes because they are too expensive, and I have found other brushes that are way cheaper. Christian Dior, I just have, I don't even know if these have names, blush brush and a eyeshadow brush. They're Dior. That's all I ever got from them, and I think this was like maybe 4 years, 5 years ago, even 6 years ago maybe that I got these. And when I use this one for here, it's just probably to apply glitter on my body or whatever. I rarely use these. The next here, I'm going to move quickly to my Eco Tool because I do have only one, and it's the, I believe like the bronzer one, and this is super soft and it's good for when I just go ahead and I'm putting on, you know, bronzer in my neck to blend it in for my face, or so it matches my face. Eco Tools are very soft. This is a good one to have for bronzing, you know, your neck or even, you know, your cheeks or whatever. They're pretty soft, so I only have one. Next, I have all the, or at least the ones that I would need, of the e.l.f. $1 collection. These I bought them just because I had to have them. I honestly don't think that they are any good. So honestly, I would not recommend the e.l.f. $1 line unless you're like in desperate need of brushes or whatever. And a brand that I'm actually pretty disappointed with, and I got them off a Hot Look when they had a deal, was the NYX brushes. Honestly, they did nothing for me. I bought these 4 here, and they're very flimsy to me. I wouldn't repurchase them. Thankfully, I didn't get the rest of the ones that they had on there, or else I would have really been pissed off. Now I'm gonna move to my Sedona lace brushes. I think I have 5 of them. Yes, 5. I have their little eyeshadow blending brush, which is called the EV13, and this is a very good blending brush, and I have the mini here, but this is very good. A super good blending brush. I like it a lot. It's very full, it's not flimsy, so it does the job, and it blends your eyeshadows and stuff really good, so that one's good. Then I have their FB03, and this is their little dome shaped brush, and this is what I mainly used to do my blush. It's very full, they're pretty soft. Then I have their fan brush, which is the FB01. You know, but this is what I use to highlight my face. I don't use anything else to highlight. I don't think I've seen too many jumbo brushes out there like this, fan brushes that are this full and pretty, so I guess that's why I like it. And then next I have their FB07, which is a flat brush, and honestly I think I've messed with this like 2 times, but when I got it, that's what happened. So it just came apart. I don't think this does anything for me. I don't care for it. Whatever. It does nothing special. FB05 are my favorite. This is perfect to contour your cheekbone here. Some people like to use it for the apple of their cheeks to you know, put their blush on. I don't. I just contour. This is strictly for contouring. The only thing I do not like about the Sedona lace brushes is that they shed like crazy. This thing here sheds really bad. This has shed on me quite a bit. This one not as much because probably of how it's packed in there. They shed like crazy, and like I said, I was pretty disappointed that, you know, this came apart like when I think I was using it or whatever. I just felt that it was loose and it came off, so I was pretty ticked off about that. But honestly, they're on a scale of 1 to 10, they're probably a 6 or a 7 to me, and it's only these 3. If anything, I'd repurchase these 2 here. That's it, the dome brush and the fan brush. So that's my take on the Sedona lace. I know that a lot of people rave about them, and I know that a lot of people get them because they are sponsored or they're being given to them to review them, and I've noticed that a lot of the girls are like, oh my god, they're like the greatest brushes. Honestly, they shed a lot, and I do not like that. Next I have, and I absolutely love these brushes, and they're the BH Cosmetic brushes. I know that there's different kind of brushes, and I only pick out the brushes that I know I'm going to use, and there is no name on these, but I'm believing that this one's going to be like their little eyeshadow. Ooh, this is like their eyeshadow brush. They're all pretty, you know, decent, and I like this a lot for eyeshadow. Then their little blending brush that looks just like this. It's nice and fluffy. This is perfect for blending your eye. It's not as sturdy or as full and as the Sedona lace one, but this is perfect. I mean, it just bends and it goes in your crease perfectly. Then there's this super cute little small, it looks like a little dome brush, kind of like the Sedona lace, but it's smaller. So if you want to get, you know, in there more fine and, you know, build that contour line to where it's finer, this is great. Very full. I like it. Moving on to their, you know, little duo, little stipple brush. This one is a little fuller than the e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one is very, like, tiny and skinny. But this one is perfect. It's not super full like the Chanel one that I have, but I like having a couple different ones because I use them for different things. So, you know, this one's good for buffing in stuff, or lightly, you know, just applying a little bit of blush, or even like your mineral powder. This is perfect. Now, one that has become one of my absolute favorite brushes is their pointed foundation brush. That looks just like that. It looks just like a little foundation brush, and it's pointed. And what I've been using this one for is to set my concealer and my highlighter and all kinds of things under the eye. It's perfect for underneath your eyes. I've been using this. I think I had it for a week now, and I've been using it every single day. So I really like this one. And so BH Cosmetic, and the prices are very decent. They have good deals all the time, and they're really good about their shipping too. They don't overcharge you. Like the item's like $4 and the shipping's like $8, like a lot of places. So I'm very pleased with the BH Cosmetics. So next here I'm going to move to my Real Technique brushes, and I did a haul on those. So now that I've been using them for several weeks, I wanted to give you guys my take on them. I love them. They are they're probably the softest brushes that I have in my whole brush collection, along with my e.l.f. brushes. They are beautiful. They are not overpriced. They're in between. They're kind of like in the middle. So, you know, the brush is soft, and each brush tells you what it's for. Like this is the buffing, and I believe this is for, you know, the powder and whatever else. And then this is the powder brush. Sorry, this is, yeah, buffing and powder. And this is what I use to set my oil control powder on my forehead. Expert face brush, which I had to order online because they were out of it at Ulta, and I actually use this today. And this is to blend in liquid foundation, and I really like how it applies it. It just applies it on your face so smooth and flawless. It doesn't leave lines. It blends in and buffs in really good. My Real Technique brushes here, which I absolutely love. Like I said, they're one of like the softest brushes out there, so probably give them an 8. Everything. So those are my Real Technique brushes, and they're absolutely amazing, don't get me wrong, but I left the best for last. And it's my e.l.f. brushes. $3 brushes. $3 each. I am in love. e.l.f. brushes are the best. So I'm going to take more time with the e.l.f. brushes because they are my favorite. I cannot complain. Every time e.l.f. releases a new brush, you know, I'm like, I have to get it. So the only downfall that they do have is one thing, and I wash my brushes, or I try to wash them every couple weeks, and it's got an easy solution though, is they do come apart. Part here comes off, and the only thing I can think of is because that's where they're glued, and when I wash them, obviously it's cheap glue, so it melts the glue or washes the glue off, so they fall apart. But all you have to do is grab a little glue stick, you know, when it comes off, and put a little bit of glue and just push it back in and hold it. That's the only downfall about these things. But I mean, you're paying $3, and these brushes are awesome. They're soft, they're durable, the quality of them, I love them. I mean, I seriously choose my e.l.f. brushes over any brush that I have here, and I have like 50 brushes. So this is the e.l.f. powder brush, and it's the flat one, and I use this to blend in my face. The good thing about this too is that it's so big that you can blend in your stuff super fast. Then next I have my Complexion Brush, which is what I use to apply all my, you know, Laura Geller or my MAC, you know, finishing powder. It's super soft, so this is what I use that for. And all these brushes can be used for totally different things, and that's what I love about them. Then we have the Stipple Brush. Their Stipple Brush is super flimsy, so e.l.f., please listen and make it a little fuller. And that's like the only complaint I have about this, you know, is that it's very flimsy, but I still use it for, you know, fanning things off or blending easy little things. So that's their Stipple Brush. Then they have a small Stipple Brush. So this is super cute. You know, you can use this to, you know, kind of when you put your yellow highlighter, instead of using such a harsh, you know, brush, you just gently rub it, or even, you know, just little gentle areas that you might need, you know, your nose or touch-ups, you know, it's super cute. Their little fan brush, you know, I used it before I got my jumbo one, so I can't even hate on it, you know. It's a little tickle one or whatever, but sometimes if I'm doing my makeup and I have mascara that falls, then I just use it for that. Then we have their blush brush. To me, this does not look like a blush brush because it's like too flat for me. You know, it's like, so what I use this is one that I also carry in my purse to go in between my eyebrows to kind of touch up with, you know, around these areas. Then I have the angled blush brush. And this is very, very full. So it kind of gets that angle perfect there for your cheeks. Then I have the mineral powder brush. And I think when I looked online, that looked like a dome contouring one. So I was super excited. I'm like, oh my God, they finally got one. But it's not as full as the Sedona lace one to contour. So I can't use this one. So what I use this one for is, I use this when I'm going to set my powder. Or when I'm going to set my concealer, I just use this because it's so soft. So I just put my setting powder under my eyes because it's so perfectly soft. So that's what I use that one for. And this was the mineral powder brush. Then they have their e.l.f. concealer brush. It's the concealer brush and it's small. You can use this for different things. Then I just got this one and it's a small smudge brush. It looks just like a little brush. Nothing special. Then we have their eyeshadow C brush, you know, for your eyeshadow, and it's very full too. And I like to use this one for my highlighter for my brow bone. It's perfect. Then we have their small contour brush, and this one's good for the crease line. Or if you're going to be buffing in or blending or for the crease line, that's perfect. Then the angle eyeliner. Next I have the angled contour brush, and it's just like it sounds. It's got a little angle there, and this is perfect, you know, for, you know, the brow bone or even, you know, eyeshadow. Like I said, these brushes can be used for different parts, even though it states that it's made for whatever on the brush. That's what I love about e.l.f. is that I can use them for anything. Then one of my favorite ones is the Flawless. One of my favorites is the Flawless Concealer Brush, and this one's kind of like, how could I explain, like a small little kind of like a contour dome kind of in between there. And when I use this one for, I was using this one to set my concealer until I got that BH Cosmetic one, but this one I use to set that white Lumi by L'Oreal when I do the whole white bright, you know, eyes. I use it because I just pat it in and it's soft. So I just pat that in. That's what I like this one for. And then today I got these new ones. These are the newest additions to the e.l.f. family. So I got these in the mail today. And this is a small tapered brush. I'm not sure what I'm going to be using this one for, but it kind of looks like it's a little egg or kind of pointed like a painting one. And I don't know. Let's see. It says here that the small tapered brush, it says use with powder to set under eye area, contour the hollows of the cheeks with the bronzer, or use foundation to achieve a light finish. So I guess it can be used for, and their newest one that I don't even think has been out for a week is the pointed foundation one. It looks just like that, and this is probably going to be to set my concealer as well. So this is my newest addition to the family here, the family for e.l.f. These are my e.l.f. brushes. So I love e.l.f. They're affordable. Each brush is $3. They work wonders. They are soft, you know, they don't shed. I don't think any of my e.l.f. brushes, and I'm not even joking, has ever shed on me. I've washed these e.l.f. brushes so many times, and they feel even more soft once they're washed and they're clean, and they are wonderful. Invest in them. They are absolutely amazing. I recommend buying e.l.f. if you are on a budget, if you want brushes that are going to be soft and that they're going to work and be universal, because you can use them for different things. Stick with the e.l.f. Studio brand. It's the black one, because I know they have like 2 or 3 different ones. Stick with the black ones. Like I said, I can't tell you enough how much I love the e.l.f. brushes. Love e.l.f. Out of all my brushes, those are the brushes that I reach for the most every single day. So I hope this review was helpful, and go out there and get you some e.l.f. brushes. I'll see you guys later. Bye.